Hey everyone, welcome back to the Jays Nest, and we have a situation on our hands. I just took a look at the lineup, and I made a batting order. This is a bad team. We need help on offense. We just have to face facts right now. Bo is not on the team. And if you look at it right here, okay, we're as good as anybody at catcher pretty much, except Seattle. Vladdy at first, we're good. Where else? Like Springer, DH, but I expect a little bit of regression. Okay, so we got 3 bats. Yeah, right field is a big problem. Santander, that contract, he's going to get a shot to be this everyday right fielder starting the season. Center, Varsho. Gold Glove, he had a career year at the plate, and he only batted like 235 and 20 home runs. Mind you, he didn't play the full season, but what do we expect? I got some stats that I think we could expect from all of these. Left field, it's basically a triple platoon. Let's see what happens in spring training right now. Lucas, Schneider, and Straw. And then Barger's going to move to third base. Ernie's going to go to second, and Jimenez at short. That's our lineup. That is not good, okay? Like, this lineup hinges so much on Barger taking another leap forward. So let's take a look at this batting lineup. This is pretty much what I expect them to do. Springer, I feel like I'm being generous. 270, 25 home runs. Barger batting next, 270, 25 home runs. I think they're going to have a pretty identical season. And Barger, this isn't a guarantee. Last year he was 240 with 20 home runs. So this is a step up. I'm really counting on him. We got Santander, 210, 28 home runs. I'm going to show you his stats from the previous 3 seasons in a little bit. And yeah, this is about what I think we could expect. I don't think we're going to get anything close to 50 home runs. 210 average. Like maybe he hits 220, but not expecting much. Vladdy, 290, 30. That's a good season. That's a great season, actually. Does he do it? We hope so. We need him to. We're paying you to. And people who are like, oh, Vladdy should be in the 3. No. 3 is where you put someone who strikes out a lot but hits home runs. Because baseball's a game of failure. Pretty good odds, 70% chance the first and second batter are going to get out. Next guy comes up with no one on. If he strikes out, no big deal. Plus, he breaks up some of the stuff you could do there with righty, lefty because he's a switch. Because you could move Ernie to second. But Ernie's good in the 5 slot because he doesn't strike out a lot. And 5 needs to be someone who makes contact and doesn't strike out. But Ernie's not a power guy. So think of him like a John Olerud who doesn't hit as well at the 5 slot. Varsho in 6, Kirk in 7. I honestly would reverse them, but then you just don't want lefty in 7, 8, 9. Kirk should probably be hitting 6 here. Hopefully they can figure something out with a corner outfielder, like a nice one like Tucker, but I ain't holding out hopes on that. If you get Tucker, obviously he moves way up, and then you can move Barger down into 6 or 7 and put Kirk back up, and you can do a lot of stuff. But right now, this is pretty much what it looks like. Jimenez locked in at 9. Lucas, Straw, yeah, you could move that up to the 2 instead of Barger, bring Barger down, but why? Barger's better. I would just put Barger up at 2, Lucas, Straw. Yeah, I know if you're facing a righty, you might want that lefty up there. Obviously, if you're facing a lefty, Straw or Schneider are plugging right in there at the 8. That's almost a given. But pretty much this is what the lineup's going to look like. Kirk, he was 285 with 15 home runs last year. I think he's going to hit a bit more power, a little less average this year. Varsho, I think you're pretty much going to see about the same. He's going to hit a few more home runs because he's going to get more at-bats, but I don't think we're not going to get that rate. Like, he was on a rate for 40-something home runs if he played a full season. I really don't think we're going to get that. Love to see a little more power out of Ernie, but Ernie ain't a spring chicken. Like, Ernie's 29. Ernie is not 24, so he kind of is what he is. Hopefully he could carry some momentum from the playoffs, but I'm not counting on it. This lineup, you look at that, not a single 300 hitter. Springer did hit 300 last year, but come on, he's going to be 36. I expect some regression there. In fact, this was a career year for him at 35, and the previous half decade with us was not pretty. So I don't know what to expect there. I don't think anybody does. So this is a scary situation to go into the offseason with this as our lineup. Add Bo, this changes everything if Bo's back. And then if we could add someone else, we're realistically probably not going to get Tucker and Bo. So we could get Bo and someone, or someone else instead of Bo and someone. So let's take a look at some of these options. So let's look at some of our options here and in-house options. This is pretty much all we got is Clace and Laperfido. And they're going to get a look, definitely. If we don't sign anybody, these guys are absolutely going to be getting a look in spring training. But one of the biggest problems for them is Straw's contract's guaranteed. It's almost $8 million. Santander's around 10. Neither of them are leaving the major league roster. So that means Lucas, Schneider, you got to beat them out for a spot. That's not going to be easy. IKF is gone. They got to replace him on the bench. France is gone. So we're going to need, there's only 13 bat spots, and you got your 9 starting batters that I already went over the lineup. And then after that, you got either Schneider or Straw. You're at 10. You got the backup catcher. You're at 11. There's only a couple more slots, and you got to find a middle infielder backup, right? So you're at 12. So both these guys can't make it. All those outfielders I named cannot make it. So let's get to Santander. And this is the big problem that he represents for us. So Santander batted 175 last year with 6 home runs. You want to look at his career stats? So in 22 to 24, if we look at that, what he did, he batted 240, 257, 235. Okay. And his home runs were 33, 28, 44 being the career year that he had. So you can't expect much of, 230 you're going to give him this year. And you could kind of assume the home runs are probably going to come back down around the 30 level. So that's how I came up with the stats for him. So other things that we can look at here, this is what I like. Okay. I really don't think we're going to get Kyle Tucker. But what about Cody Bellinger? He opted out of a $25 million guaranteed 1-year option with the Yankees. He had a 5 WAR, 270, 30 home runs. He's a plus defender. He does play first base as well, so he could back up Vladdy. I like that. This would be a perfect signing for the Jays, and it probably wouldn't kill us. We could probably get him on something like 4 years, 120, something like that. 5 years, 140, maybe 5 years, 120. We might get lucky with some options in there, giving him some long-term comfortability. He's 30, so he might be seeking, if we gave him 6 years, we'd get him for sure. He is the type of player who does age well also. This is a guy I do not want. I do not want Kyle Schwarber. Left and DH. You know what that says to me? DH. He ain't a fielder. He beat Springer for all MLB second team DH. He's a DH. We got Springer at DH already. We got Santander, who's already a weak defensive outfielder. We can't put this guy in our lineup. And then that leaves us with Murakami right here. This is a guy I really do like. He strikes out a lot, though. That is a problem. Obviously, the best situation for us is going to be sign Bo, get him back in the fold. And we need Bo. And then we could get an outfielder, because the really good thing here that we do have with Barger is Barger and Clement are flexible. So Barger could move into the corner outfielder. We could go Barger instead of this Lucas Straw, and then Bo's back. Ernie goes to third, or we sign the third baseman, Murakami, and Ernie backs everybody up. So let's see. Murakami is a risk, though. He strikes out a lot, but he has a lot of power. We have a lot of guys like that. Do we really need that another one? I don't know, but I'm worried about this. I keep hearing we're going to spend on pitching. We have to address our batting this season. Our pitching is a year out. I understand we got to sign some pitchers because, you don't want to be in a situation like we are this year with our bats. But we could this feels like a year where we could take, go a little bit higher in salary than we want to get us ready for the next offseason. So we carry a lot of extra pitching and batting money. But then when we go into next offseason, we're not desperate for anything. But we got to reset it here. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. Are you comfortable with this lineup? Do you think this is a playoff lineup? You got to remember, there's going to be some injuries too, right? We may not get all of this out of everybody. So subscribe, leave a comment.